Hey folks, welcome to What the Flick. I'm Alonso Duralde from TheWrap.com and the Linoleum Knife Podcast. This is Christy Lemire from Associated Press. And the governor of California has stepped down and returned to the big screen. Arnold Schwarzenegger returns, whether we wanted him to or not, in The Last Stand.
Yeah, and this movie came out last week, but we're playing catch up with it, and it totally tanked. It made $6 million in its opening. It was number 10 at the box office out of 10, and I was wondering when I saw this, like, who is clamoring for Arnold Schwarzenegger to come back and act again? And
answer, no one.
The answer is no one, but we went and saw it anyway because it's our duty for you. So Arnold Schwarzenegger stars as the sheriff of the small Arizona border town of Sommerton Junction. A really, really bad guy, a Mexican drug kingpin, is free. He has escaped federal custody and is heading straight for him to cross back into Mexico. And so he has to assemble a ragtag band of misfits to sort of create a barricade so the guy can't get through in his souped up Corvette. It's essentially Rio Bravo with some hints of Jackass because there's all kinds of wackiness involving firearms and Johnny Knoxville. Take a look.
Boom, 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 boom.
I'm not gonna let that guy come through our town without a fight.
I love the way you walk, and I love the way you talk.
How we gonna go up against all that firepower?
Bang, 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 bang.
I had more fun at this than you did.
I wanted to, I was down for this. I was not going in being all snotty about it. And I think there are elements of the film that work, and I wish that if they had pursued them more, it would have worked on that level. Like the Corvette stuff is great. I mean, this is a great car commercial for the 1-0. You know, so like the speeding down the highway, the big chase in the cornfield where they look at the that was amazing.
That was different.
But there was like not enough of that, and then. I don't know. It felt like it was kind of like, well, let's try this. Well, no, now we'll try this, and now now we'll have a bunch of shooting stuff, and now we'll do this, and it just never. It didn't build any kind of momentum. It just felt like a bunch of discrete action moments, and some of which were good, and some of which were eh. But I didn't get wrapped up in it the way that I kind of hoped I would.
See, I kind of feel like it knows exactly what it is and embraces its big dumb self. I think it knows it's a big, fun, slick, dumb action movie, and they had fun with that.
I would have been great with a big, dumb action movie. To me, it felt kind of inert and slow, and it just, I don't know, if you're going to make a big, dopey action movie, at least, give it some energy and some verve. You have the thing where, like, you've got the deputies, and, they're given their one or two character traits to play, and then one of them dies, and suddenly we're supposed to care about that guy, and it's supposed to become this big, like, motivator of the plot. When
do it for him.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's kind of like, wait, where'd that come from?
I mean, it's a small town; they all know each other.
It didn't play. Like it has this sort of jokey tone, and then suddenly there's a dead guy, and now suddenly it's like, oh, we got to do this get him for the dead guy. I'm like, I don't know. To me, it just. I was on the level of big, dumb, sort of 80s style action movie. Great, bring it, give it to me. I don't feel like this movie delivers enough.
I would say that to address your concern with it being a little slow, maybe the slow burn is the Western element of it, like the waiting and the suspense of that, as this guy is barreling toward you in this crazy car.
Right, but in those Westerns, you had really vividly etched kind of character, actor, both performances and characters. Yeah,
this is not that. This is not
that. I mean, I love Rodrigo Santoro, but he's got you get about 2 elements of information for him. He's off screen for most of the role until they finally let him out of jail and put a gun in his hand and deputize him. Even Johnny Knoxville, I think it's the kind of thing where they sort of wrote this outline and they thought, oh, well, he's going to come on set and really, make it into something.
And be Johnny Knoxville.
But it's not enough, and again, I'm a big fan of his, but I don't think he makes the character any more than this sort of kind of cardboard, wacky gun nut guy, No,
and they are all one-note types, and they're the ragtag band of misfits, whatever. They all have to have their little niche they have to fall into. Let's talk really fast about how freaky Arnold Schwarzenegger's face looks.
Wow.
Wow. So what is that? Is that like bad makeup and lighting? Is it that he's had a ton of plastic surgery and looks really freaky at this point?
It may be some combination of the things, and there's something about male stars who get plastic surgery as opposed to female stars who get plastic surgery, where I don't know if it's that plastic surgery is designed for women, and so when men do it, it feminizes their face in a way, or something.
It looks like it's made out of rubber in this movie.
Yeah, it's not flattering.
Yeah, they do acknowledge that he is old, and the movie at least has the decency to acknowledge that we know that he's old.
Yeah, he's
He knows
old, and that he's an immigrant. Like, you know,
Right.
there is this guy with an Austrian accent in Arizona, but they sort of give you a nod as to why.
There's like 8 different accents in this movie.
Yeah, I liked the drug kingpin. I forget his name, but it's just
Eduardo Noriega.
Eduardo Noriega, Spanish
Yes.
actor who was in Open Your Eyes, which was the movie that was remade as Vanilla
Ojos.
Sky. Abre los ojos.
Yes.
He's really good. Genesis Rodriguez, who was one of my favorite things in that stupid
Man on a Ledge.
Man on a Ledge
He's a
movie,
man on a ledge.
is in there. Forrest Whitaker is
Forrest
like kind
Whitaker.
of doing his. There were moments where I thought, okay, great, let's and we're not gonna. Okay.
No.
That was the thing for me. I felt like it set up different areas where it could have been interesting and fun, and then lost interest and did something else.
But then you do have your obligatory Arnold-isms, where like there's a moment right before he's about to shoot somebody, and he says something really corny. He's about to shoot somebody in the head with a shotgun, and the guy goes, "Who are you?" And he goes, "I'm the sheriff." Just so you have like those McBain moments that you're waiting for.
And the big like Arnold versus the bad guy sort of like just fist fight at the end, which I'm sure was two stunt guys, was
the way
pretty,
it's cut.
It was pretty good. I mean, it was that moment almost felt like, okay, finally this movie is sort of hitting its groove, and there's this really great fist fight going on. At least there's that. So I mean, it's not a complete waste of time. It's not a disaster. It's just I kept feeling like it was going to take off into some direction. It was going to be really fun, and it just wasn't fun. And fun was really all I expected.
Yes, if you have to go see one shitty action movie this weekend, make it The Last Stand.
Totally.
That's my blurb. Okay, so please say your number.
I give it a 4.2, which is again better than I gave Parker.
I give it a 6.4, so our average between the two of us is 5.3, right? I did math on my own. It's at 58% on the tomato meter, so it's just vaguely below the rotten fresh line over under. But I think if it did not do well on its opening, that word of mouth is not going to carry this film
Probably not, but
greatness.
when it pops up on Netflix or cable, it'll be like, oh, that was okay.
Go catch up with Argo this weekend instead. Bye.